Through the decades, the world of luxury handmade timepieces has remained evergreen. The value of a well-designed and expertly crafted chronograph is timeless. It will always be a valuable asset and commodity with significant monetary and emotional worth for those who are lucky enough to acquire one. Any discussion of luxury Swiss timepieces would not be completed without discussing Patek Philippe, the most well-known brand that has firmly established itself in the Chronograph Hall of Fame. This luxury watch company is famous for its designer timepieces all over the world. Each watch features handcrafted movements put together by professional artisans with decades of experience. Patek Philippe considers each wristwatch to be a rare possession, and the company spends up to 9 months precisely assembling the intricate mechanical features of each timepiece. Because of their great value and, more significantly, the durability of their worth, Patek Philippe watches are regarded as a very rewarding investment. And for this episode, we will be looking at these 5 masterfully and wonderfully curated timepieces. So sit back, relax, and make sure you stay with us until the end of this video, as we are to introduce you to the best Patek Philippe watches to buy as investments this year. Hello and welcome back to Above First Class. We all know that a Patek Philippe watch may even treble its initial worth in the market after long periods of time, with some specimens costing over £100,000. But it could still be a good investment, we must say. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Patek Philippe Nautilus 5711. It's hard to believe now, but the Nautilus debut appearance was a complete shock. A steel sports watch for the same price as a gold Patek Philippe watch. Yep, you've heard it right. The Patek Philippe Nautilus was inspired by the design of ship portholes and is currently valued at about €135,000. The clock was created in conjunction with Gerald Genta and is one of the world's most recognizable watches. In 1976, this was a genuinely revolutionary step. According to legend, Gerald Genta drew the initial design on a napkin while eating with Patek executives. The Nautilus is still one of Patek Philippe's most popular watches after more than 40 years. The 5711 upgraded the Nautilus line in 2006 with a slightly larger case than the original and a new manufacturing caliber 324 SC within. The Nautilus 5117 is unrivaled in terms of appeal, making it one of, if not the most sought watches on the market today. This watch has been discontinued, which makes it even more valuable. Imagine, from €29,000 to over €100,000. For sure, you can't go wrong with this Patek Philippe timepiece. The Patek Philippe Nautilus is extremely resistant to depreciation and has more than quadrupled in price over the previous decade. Collectors are eager to get an item as soon as it is placed for sale by the numerous collectors and enthusiasts across the world. Next, we have the Patek Philippe Nautilus 5990. At first appearance, the Nautilus 5990 appears to be identical to the rest of the Nautilus line. However, if you lean in close enough, you'll notice that the steel casing is somewhat bigger and thicker. But for a watch with sports features like a central dual time display, date display, and chronograph, it's still rather small and slender. Patek Philippe has done an excellent job with its chronograph, by the way. The chronograph display is a distinctive 60-minute counter located at 6. The operational pushers blend in perfectly with the watch's recognizable appearance. It also comes with a stunning steel Nautilus bracelet with polished edges, brushed sides, and mirror-like center links. As you can see, it complements the case's various finishes beautifully, and it completes the 5990's steel appearance. Patek Philippe's new CH28-520C FUS automatic movement features 34 jewels, 370 components, and a 55-hour power reserve. Our conclusion? This €42,000 to €92,000 timepiece, aka 5990, is an appealing and flexible product from the world's most prestigious watchmaker, and it earns a spot on our list of the finest Patek Philippe watches to buy. Now let's move on to the next Patek Philippe treasure we have in line, which is the Nautilus 5980. This one is definitely an excellent Patek Philippe timepiece to purchase. At first glance, the discrepancies between Nautilus references seem little, but the more you look, the more you'll notice. As an example, consider the 5890. Have you noticed the chronograph function? Unlike other watches, which employ 3 subdials to display both the current time and the stopwatch elapsed time, the Nautilus 5890 takes a more minimalist approach, with only one larger subdial visible above the 6 o'clock marker. This subdial also functions as a coaxial chrono counter, in this case, a 30-minute counter, allowing you to keep track of minutes and hours without the need of additional subdials. This also allows the watch to keep original Nautilus's cleaner, more symmetrical appearance. For around 20,000 euros to a whopping 85,000 euros, you could have this in steel or rose gold with the classic Nautilus fold-over clasp. Now, let us check out this Patek Philippe AQUANAUT 5167. Price starting at 14,500 euros to 34,000 euros, we guarantee you that this watch is truly a wow. Patek Philippe's AQUANAUT chronograph is a much-loved and very popular timepiece. The AQUANAUT, like the Nautilus, has a 120-meter water resistance and a 40-hour power reserve thanks to the caliber 324 SC. Could the AQUANAUT be the replacement for the Nautilus? Because of the unobtainium factor involved in purchasing a new Nautilus from a Patek Philippe shop, several astute collectors have turned their attention to the AQUANAUT. In a world full of unnecessarily large, enormous casual timepieces, this watch is modest, refined, and classy. And like the Nautilus, the AQUANAUT is the ideal blend of athletic and formal. You may wear this watch everywhere. The AQUANAUT is one of the greatest sports models available in the current Patek Philippe catalog, and it is one of our top 5 most desired Patek Philippe watches. While the AQUANAUT has undergone a number of modifications over the years, Patek has remained with what works, adding only minor tweaks and alterations along the way, resulting in a fantastic watch that is a strong contender for the Patek Philippe watch you'll be buying. In tip-top shape, the piece may fetch up to 23,000 euros, whereas used pieces only fetch a few $1,000s on the secondary market. The Patek Philippe AQUANAUT features unique straps that are resistant to corrosion, radiation, abrasions, and seawater, making it a great sports watch for luxury chronograph fans. So if you're thinking of purchasing your first Patek Philippe watch as an investment, then the AQUANAUT 5167 could be the perfect choice for you. Have you chosen the watch for your new investment? If not yet, then make sure to look out for the next watch that we have listed for you. If you're by far enjoying this video, please leave a comment down below, and also don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you will be updated for our next videos. Lastly, here is the Patek Philippe CALATRAVA 5227. With all the focus on the Nautilus and AQUANAUT, it's easy to overlook the CALATRAVA, which is possibly Patek Philippe's most beautiful and unobtrusive timepiece. CALATRAVA's sleek and beautiful designs, which date back to 1932, may appear generic to the uninitiated eye, but discriminating watch aficionados will notice that it is one of the few dress watches that has everything just right. Yes, the Patek Philippe name is on the dial, but there are a slew of additional reasons to add this to your collection of superb Patek Philippe watches. There's the stunning movement and craftsmanship, which can be seen via the unique invisible hinged caseback that Patek Philippe spent all these years perfecting. Hinged casebacks are a delightful curiosity, a holdover from the days of pocket watches. They are about style on a Patek Philippe timepiece, and they provide a spot for personalization as well as an unimpeded glimpse of that wonderful mechanism. The CALATRAVA, along with the Nautilus, Royal Oak, Lange 1, and Reverso, is one of the top 10 most iconic watches in the world. So it's no surprise that it's one of our top 5 for the best Patek Philippe watches to buy as an investment today. The Patek Philippe CALATRAVA is a classic chronograph that has grown increasingly scarce and unique through time, combining elegance, flair, and simplicity. The piece may fetch up to 20,000 to 25,000 euros in mint condition, with worn ones only depreciating by a few thousand. The watch has a thin and streamlined design with sumptuous and dramatic leather straps that perfectly complement each other to create an eye-catching accessory that attracts attention when worn. Now that you know which Patek Philippe watches are the greatest investments in the market at the moment, you can determine whether selling that Patek Philippe watch is the correct move for you, or purchasing one if you wanted to. We hope this video helped you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and we hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you once again and have a great day.